here we go with how I generated 99 leads in 29 days on Autopilot and how you can do even better than me with less work. Now, this is a screenshot from a test that I ran on the Google pay-per-click advertising network. And I just wanted to show this to you to back up the headline behind the presentation, because I had a couple of people that emailed me and they had the mentality that 99 leads in a month was unattainable, or that this was some type of overhyped headline. So I wanted to start the presentation by actually showing you the proof that yes, absolutely, we did generate more than 99 leads in 29 days. You can see here on the screen, this is actually a live shot of my Google pay-per-click advertising account. And you can see on the left-hand side a dark gray box that says clicks. That is the number of people that through this testing, I was able to drive to a website. And if you look down at the bottom at the total numbers, you can see that we drove 1,085 people to our websites in 1 month. Now, the other very important statistic to take a look at on this page is the conversions, and that is about 7 tabs over on the right-hand side where it says conversions, 1 per click. At the bottom, you can see there it says 142. So what that means is that out of the 1,085 people that I drove to the websites that I'm going to show you during this presentation, I'm going to take you through this whole advertising campaign. I'm going to show you where we were marketing, the advertisements that we were running, what website we were driving people to, how we're capturing their information and doing it in a really cool way so that we get hot, happy leads coming into our business. I mean, I'm not holding anything back on this presentation. You're going to get to see the whole thing. 142 people filled out their contact information on our websites asking to be contacted about real estate and mortgage information. All right, so grand total, that means that those websites converted 13.31% of all visitors into leads, and our cost per lead on running this system was $13.43. Now, along with showing you the entire lead generation system in this presentation, I'm also going to be showing you how you can offset the cost of those leads so that you're actually generating the leads in your mortgage business for free. And we have what's called an allied associate that's going to pick up the bill on all the lead generation. It's a really great system. I think you're really going to enjoy it. So without further ado, let's get right into it. In today's presentation, I'm going to show you how to generate a reliable stream of leads from online marketing that runs on Autopilot. And that means once you set this system up in your business, it continues to run month after month, and you don't have to physically maintain it. It's a true system in your business, or an asset in your business, so that while you're, eating, sleeping, doing meetings, closing more deals, this continues to pump leads into your business on Autopilot. I'm also going to show you how to run online ads that actually generate quality local traffic. This is one of the large hurdles that we run into as online marketers in the mortgage world, trying to actually get quality leads through our funnel, especially when it comes to sources like social media. How do you get somebody from your local marketplace into your lead funnel? I'm going to show you exactly how we do that with this advertising system. And then I'm going to show you how to convert targeted local traffic to real leads in your inbox, because traffic is great, but if you're driving all of that traffic to a website that doesn't convert them into leads and doesn't do that conversion process properly so that you get happy leads that are actually looking forward to hearing from you, your lead funnel is broken at that point. So I'm going to show you how to get quality leads that come into your inbox, and I'm going to show you how to set this marketing strategy so it makes you money even before you close your first loan from it. And I know that sounds a little bit weird, but stick with me. This is something that I've been running for quite some time now, and it really is quite unique the way that we're doing this. I think you're really going to like it. So in this presentation, you're getting a complete walkthrough of all the steps that you need to take in order to create this system. Make sure that as we go through this presentation, you have paper and pen with you. Again, I'm not holding anything back. I'm one of those people that honestly believes that I can give as much information as possible. We live in a world of abundance, and that's exactly what we're going to do here today. So you can actually copy this system as I walk you through it and launch it in your own business. So make sure you've got paper, pens, shut off all the distractions around you, close your emails, turn your phones off, vibrate, and focus here, because I promise you, if you give me your attention and your time, I will make it valuable for you. I'm also going to be sharing with you my personal mindset hack to help program you for marketing success. And this is one of the things that I learned from my business coach a couple of years back and has made a significant impact in the dollar amount I've been able to generate in my business, as well as the lifestyle I've been able to lead because of my business. This is one of the greatest things that's ever helped me as a small business owner, and I want to help share that with you because it relates directly to this system. And because I value your time, and I know how hard it is to take an hour out of your day to away from processing loans and calling underwriters and chasing paperwork and all that stuff, I have a $100 Google pay-per-click advertising credit for everybody that's on the presentation. If you stick around to the end, I will give you the full access to that $100 advertising credit on the Google Advertising Network. So you get $100 worth of free ads to try this lead generation system out with. Now, I've been in the mortgage and real estate world now for over 6 years, and I've noticed some common threads among a lot of the people that I meet, consulting clients and clients that I have in my business right now. Most mortgage professionals are incredibly skilled at the mortgage business, but have never completed an online marketing funnel from start to finish. Everybody has bits and pieces that have been created, but nothing is fully formed into a system so that it's repeatable, so that it's automatic and it runs automatically in the background. Normally what happens is you get a lead generation system set up. You know, you learn a new technique, or you're on a presentation just like this one where you get a great idea. And you go out, you run that idea, and it works, and it's awesome. Leads come in, you close deals, you close business, it's fantastic, and you get the income that comes from that. You run that for 1 or 2 months, and then you see another presentation, and you see another way to generate leads, and you go, okay, I'm going to go try that. And you go over and you start trying this other system, and it works for you as well, and you generate a bunch of income running that lead generation system. But the system that you had before that was working kind of fades off into the distance and stops working because we didn't take the time to set up a system so that it runs on autopilot. And this results in bouncing around from one technique to another, creating small little rainbows of income, but never putting a long-term marketing system in place. And the reason that this is so important is because this is how we compound our income, or how we compound our lead generation results in our business. When you get a marketing system that works, it's all about refining it so that it works as well as possible, and then automating it so that you never have to touch it and it still generates the same results for you. Then when you move to the next shiny object or good marketing system, whatever you want to call it, you've got the other lead generation system still working for you. And when you get the next part that you plug into your business and it starts working, you get that compounded effect. And that's what I want to help share with you today, because I don't want you to put your career or income at the mercy of market fluctuations or regulatory pressures. There's a lot of people on the call here today from the United States market, but for those of us here that are here from Canada, I'm from Canada, we've had a lot of regulatory changes in the last 6 and 9 months, and I don't want that to affect your business. So as we go through this, there's some things that we need to be absolutely clear on right now. Yes, you really can create an online marketing machine yourself, but you have to know how to do it right. And somebody with the system that I'm about to show you is going to have to spend money on ads. You actually have to go online, set up an advertising account, fund it with a budget, and run online ads. So if you're not looking to spend a little bit of money to make money, this probably isn't right for you. Now, the little twist that I'm going to show you at the end of the presentation is going to show you how you can have somebody else fund the marketing budget for you, so that you don't actually have to spend that money, but somebody is going to have to run ads online in order to make this thing work. And you're going to have to build another type of website. There are two types of websites online. Traditionally, there's your branded website and there's a direct response lead generation website. In order for this system to work, you have to build a direct response lead generation website. And don't worry if that just sounded super technical or you're afraid of the techie stuff. I'm going to walk you through it so that it's very simple. And I'm going to give you the steps that you need to go through in order to actually create this website. I'm going to show you an example and everything. And don't worry if you're not super techie. I'm actually going to offer to help set all of this up for you. So now that we're totally clear on that, there's one other big hurdle that we've got to get out of the way. In order for you to run this opportunity in your business, you have to work with a top producing real estate partner. So if you're out there and you are just dead set against working with real estate professionals in your mortgage business, this information is not for you. You know, take the 50 minutes that you've got scheduled in the rest of the day and, you know, spend time with your family or do something valuable with it. This presentation isn't for you. You have to work with a top producing realtor in order to make this system work. Now, as I show you this lead generation system, the number one objection that I get back is, oh, Chris, I'm in a small market or I'm not in a major city. Will this work for me? And yes, absolutely. This strategy works in small towns and major cities in both Canada and the United States. I've run this system in all of them. And it's actually a little bit weird, but it actually performs just a little bit better in smaller markets. Not quite sure why, but the data that I've got back actually shows it working better in small markets. And yes, this strategy works even with all of the changes that have happened in our industry lately. It's actually an even better opportunity simply because a lot of the refinance business that was out there that was a main driver for a lot of people in the mortgage business, those loans aren't accessible anymore. And that style of business has started to dry up. And these leads that we're going to generate here on this presentation are actually going to tap you into new buyers that actually have the ability to get approved for a mortgage. They have down payments. They're a good mortgage customer coming into your business. Now, most of you here on this presentation are friends of mine or customers of mine. You know me, so I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time on my story. For those of you that have come through the advertisements and have not met me yet, hello, my name's Chris Johnstone. I live here in Guelph, Ontario, Canada, and I joined the mortgage business back with my dad going on 6 and 7 years ago when I was just 25 years old. My dad has been a mortgage broker for as long as I can remember, and I decided, well, if he can do it, I can do it. He was, still does have a very successful business here in Guelph in the mortgage business. And I suffered that rainbow of income that we just talked about. When I got into the mortgage business, I was going out and I was basically modeling all of the top producers in the mortgage world. So I was doing what they were doing, hoping to get the same response and results. So I was doing print ads, bench signs, billboards, flyer drops, mailing campaigns to neighborhoods, stuff like that. And I was closing deals, but I certainly wasn't knocking the doors off of it. And when I sat down at the end of basically the first year and looked at it, I had basically bought myself a mid-level paying job, and I was basically working to fund all of this advertising that I was putting out into the marketplace. So I decided that I was going to figure out a better way to do it. For those of you that don't know me, I'm a little bit of a nerd. And I can say that openly now, but I like to solve problems with graphs and statistics and all those sorts of wonderful things. So I sat down and I said, listen, there's got to be a better way to build my mortgage business. And my dad gave me a really good piece of advice. He said, Chris, if you can go out and align yourself with a couple of really good real estate partners, you'll be able to build your business a little bit easier. So I went out and I started looking at trends and statistics. And this was when the internet was really starting to take off. And I had my career and life changed by using pay-per-click marketing to get front page rankings on the major search engines. So here in Guelph, Ontario, Canada, I set up a pay-per-click advertising account, just like the one that you saw at the beginning of this presentation. And I started driving leads for real estate agents in our local marketplace. We generated over 300 leads in our first month. It was a phenomenal success. It was fantastic. And keeping a long story short, over the next 2.5 years, I left the mortgage business to get into real estate lead generation full time, going out across Canada and the United States to set up lead generation systems in local marketplaces to drive leads for real estate partners. I spent over $250,000 on Google pay-per-click and did all the techie work to generate tens of thousands of real estate leads across North America. I helped generate millions of dollars in transactions for my successful clients. And then one beautiful morning in 2010, I remember it like it was yesterday still, I hopped out of bed, ran over to my computer to see how many leads I had generated overnight, and I didn't have any leads in my inbox. All I had was an email from Google that said, Dear Mr. Johnstone, thank you very much for your business, but we're no longer going to be running your advertisements on our network. And I won't tell you the local Google traffic story here because we're not focused on that in today's presentation. But what I did at that point was figured out that Google was going local and they were changing the way that their search engine worked. Now, through a friend of a friend, I ended up getting invited to an industry event where I met a technician from Google who worked in the advertising department. We ended up spending some time together at the party, and I ended up telling my story of how I got Google slapped and had this real estate lead generation thing that was working really, really well. And he said to me, you know, Chris, we should continue this conversation at a later date. Give me your contact information. Now that was roughly the beginning of this year. And I went out and I was actually able to get Google to reapprove the marketing and advertising campaigns that we had running all across North America. And I'm back, baby. We're back up and running with this Google pay-per-click lead generation system, driving real-time leads for real estate professionals, and with a little twist that I've put into the program that we didn't have before, we're now using it to generate mortgage leads as well. Now, I don't normally do this, but what I'm going to do is we're going to hop out of the presentation, and I'm actually going to take you online and show you exactly how this lead generation system works in real time. Then we're going to hop back into the PowerPoint presentation and I'm going to show you exactly how you can build it in your business. So the majority of people, when they start their home search, go out and they use a search engine, Google, Yahoo, or MSN, and they start searching for real estate in their local marketplace. Now you can see here, I've done a search, just fired in a random real estate search term for Toronto real estate. And you can see here, this front page looks fundamentally different than it did a couple of years ago. There's this map up here in the top right-hand corner that has A, B, and C on it. And those local listings are showing up at the top of the search engines. These are local Google Plus business pages showing up on the front page. And if you're interested in getting your business ranked on the front page, this is the local Google traffic system that I run and that we've got hundreds of successful clients with. If you're interested in that, check out the website. We've got lots more information on local marketing. This presentation is all about this section right up here with the yellow background behind it and these ads that go right down the right-hand side. So what I'm doing is making it so that when somebody goes into our marketplace, whether it's Guelph or it's Kitchener or it's Mississauga or it's Toronto, whatever marketplace, we can focus in on just people searching in that local marketplace and show an ad to them on the front page. When they click on our ad, they go to our lead generation website. And this is just one version of the site. And since I've only done this webinar once before, the response back was overwhelming. That's why you haven't heard a lot from me in the last 3.5 months. I've had my nose to the grindstone rolling out over 15 of these systems over the last 3 months. And this is what one of them looks like. Again, this is probably one of the ugliest websites that you will ever see in your entire life, but it's built like that for a reason. We are keeping people focused on one thing, which is getting the information that they want on the house that they want in the marketplace that they want. So you can see here, they tell us the type of property that they're looking for, residential condo, vacant lots, or multifamily homes. They select the area in that local marketplace that they're looking for real estate in, and then they select continue. So mentally, what we're having this person do is qualify themselves as a lead. Am I looking for real estate in this specific local marketplace? If the answer is yes, they're going to fill out their form and click continue. The website then folds out underneath, and we then say, great, we know where you're looking. Tell us what you're looking for. And they tell us whether it's a house or condo, minimum price, maximum price, number of bedrooms, and number of bathrooms. So they'll fill this information out with whatever it is that they're dreaming about or looking to find in the marketplace. And they click on continue home search. We then say to them, great, we know where you're looking for homes. We know exactly what type of home you're looking for. Tell us what your contact information is so that we can send you a custom list of homes that meets your search criteria. So I'm just going to fire my information in here. And when you see the rates at which this website converts, you'll completely be okay with the fact that it's ugly. Or at least I'm assuming so. See, sorry, I can't type and talk at the same time. I'm sorry. So anyways, so they give us the area, the price, give us their personal information, and then they click on submit. Now, when I was running this system before and I invested over $250,000 in it and was running the leads, at that point, that was a generated lead for the system. That went in real time to our real estate partner. They got the lead and they were, they had to work it. You have to actually call that person. You can't close the deal for them, but you can certainly provide them with the lead. And that's where the process would end. This time, when I relaunched this site, because I've spent so much time in the mortgage world over the last couple of years, speaking for Dominion Lending Centers and camp and traveling all over the country, speaking for mortgage associations, mortgage brokers are top of mind, and that's why I rebuilt this system. This is for mortgage professionals, not specifically for real estate professionals. This is here to build your mortgage business. And that's why this page is so important. So what we do is we tell this lead who's at the very beginning of their buying cycle, just to get into a little bit of the psychology behind why this works so well. I think we've all heard the phrase, everybody wants a home, nobody wants a mortgage. I know I've heard that at least a couple of times, right? And it's true. When people go into the marketplace, they're somewhat irresponsible in the fact that they don't look at how much they can afford. They just go out and they start shopping for the perfect house that they want. And they're hoping to find it online without having an agent pestering them all the time. Our society is programmed that you can find anything online. So they go out and they start searching websites just like this for the information. So that person hasn't yet reached out to a real estate professional, has yet to reach out to a mortgage professional, but they're at the very beginning of their buying cycle. So what we do is we tell them, we've received your search criteria and are working on putting together a custom list of homes for you. That's the real estate professional's job. Then we hit them with, you're now ready for the next step in a successful home buying process, getting pre-approved for your mortgage. And then we bullet point out the benefits to getting pre-approved for a mortgage. And we have the second form that says, fill this information out and we will have a mortgage professional call you and help take you through getting pre-approved. And this is where we generate the mortgage lead. Now, it seems pretty simple and it works like gangbusters. So if I actually go in here to the mail account, just to show you how this works, we log into our email account that's part of this test campaign. And you can see here, we've got a brand new message with that lead that's come through the system. So that's the mortgage lead that comes to me. That real estate lead was actually sent through the real estate funnel side. And that real estate professional gets all of the information. They get the name, the phone number, the email address, all the different property information that goes through that system. So that is a full walkthrough of exactly how we're generating the leads and exactly the flow that your new leads are going to be going through as they hop online, start searching for real estate, and then get into the mortgage pre-approval process. All right, so let's get back into how do you set all this up, right? I like to call this the Autopilot advertising lifestyle. Because it really does kind of shift your way that you look at your lead generation in your business once you set this system up and have it kind of running in the background. So there's some simple things that you need in order to make this work. The first is a Google AdWords pay-per-click account. And you can get one of those by going to adwords.google.com. And that is the system that actually shows the advertisements on the front page of Google. So you go to adwords.google.com, sign up for a free account. If you stick around to the end of the presentation, I'll give you that $100 advertising credit so that you can go onto Google, fund it with $100 worth of ads and start playing around with it. So you need that pay-per-click account. The second thing that you need is that unbranded direct response website. You saw the website, there's nothing fancy to it. Now, I did go through over 40 different designs until I got one that was approved by Google to go through the network. So there are small triggers on that website that Google absolutely loves that are important. But in its base format, it's just an unbranded direct response website that you need to drive that traffic through. So the pay-per-click account shows the advertisements. When people click on the advertisements, they go over to the website. Then you need a real estate partner with excellent email and follow-up systems. And the reason why this is so important is if you just go out and present this to any potential real estate partner in your business, well, I'm not going to worry about being diplomatic with this. Some of them don't work as hard as maybe they potentially should be with a new lead. You want to partner with a team that is going to work that lead efficiently and effectively so that you know the highest amount of deals are going to come through that funnel. So you need somebody that already has a lead follow-up system in place. And you normally find that with the larger teams in the marketplace or the more seasoned professionals in the marketplace. They know how to take a lead and turn it into a closed deal. You don't want to have to coach your real estate partners through, okay, you need to call them, you need to update them, here's an email sequence. You don't want to have to build all that for your real estate partner. So you need a real estate partner that already has those systems in place in their business. And then you need your own email and follow-up systems for all the leads that are coming through into your mortgage business. Because as these leads start to stack up, you need an automated way to keep in touch with all of these contacts so that they don't slip by the wayside and you start losing deals because you're losing leads in the volume. You need your own follow-up system set up in place. And that's it. Those are the four things that you need: the pay-per-click account, the website, the real estate partner, and your own lead funnel to put these leads through to make sure that you actually pre-qualify them for a mortgage and get them approved. So step number one with the Google pay-per-click account, you need ads inside that account. And I didn't want to just give you basic information and say, hey, go write your ads. I've spent a significant amount of funds testing advertisements. And the more people you can get to click your advertisements, the more cost effective your advertising campaign is. Another way to say that is the better ads that you write, the cheaper your traffic and the cheaper your leads. Google actually rewards you if you put out advertisements that people click on. So you want an advertisement that converts really well. This is a templatable ad that no matter what marketplace I go into, always ranks in the top 10% of ads, doesn't matter where we put it. Mississauga house sale. And you just take your area name and replace Mississauga. Looking for detached towns, condos, search by type, price, bed, bath, domain name. I don't know, well, I do know why it works so well, but that is the number one ad that you want to put into your account. And every marketplace that you go into, that's the first one that you run, and it'll get you off on the best foot forward with Google. And you can see that by the actual click-through rate on the test advertisement that I ran in the Mississauga market when I got this system approved in Mississauga. If you look at the clicks and the impressions. Impressions means how many times that ad showed up on the front page of Google. So it showed up on the front page 263 times on computer screens of people that were looking for Mississauga real estate. 37 out of those 263 people clicked on the advertisement, which is 14%. The industry average on a pay-per-click account, if you can get a click-through rate of higher than 3%, that is a through-the-roof conversion rate. So this ad here is far outperforming most of the other advertisements that we have in the account. So to give you the best possible foot forward with your own campaign, this is the ad. Swipe and deploy. Now, we need to tell Google what words we want to trigger our advertisements. And these are called keywords, and that's just what people type into Google. So if somebody comes in and types Mississauga Town Center, we don't want to show our ads. So we make sure that we don't put that in our list. If we want people that are looking for Mississauga real estate, we want to make sure that we put Mississauga real estate into our keywords. Now, the reason why this is so important and the reason why this style of advertising is still, in my opinion, the most efficient at driving targeted quality leads is because of what Google calls ZMOD, or the zero moment of truth. And what that means is when you're advertising on Google, that person has taken the time to sit down in front of a computer or they're on a smartphone and they are looking for what you have to offer. Somebody that's looking to buy a house, somebody that's searching for real estate or condos or properties or homes for sale needs a mortgage eventually, and chances are if they're doing that search, they're within 6 to 9 months of needing what you have to offer, which is a mortgage. So that's why there's this big debate right now over Google versus Facebook. Because with Facebook, they don't go to Facebook and type in Mississauga real estate. You target people in Mississauga that match the demographic profile of your customers and show them advertisements. And you will pull quality leads through that. But with Google, you get them at the very moment that they are sitting down looking for what it is that you have to offer. So when we build our keyword list, all we're doing is putting in the words or the phrases that people are going to use when they're looking to buy and sell real estate. And the examples down here on the page, if you haven't written them down already, houses for sale in Mississauga, homes for sale, Mississauga homes for sale, Mississauga real estate, all of the different ones. And here's an advanced level strategy for you if you're a little bit more familiar with Google pay-per-click advertising. What we're doing on our accounts is we're targeting people by neighborhood, and we're targeting them by development. So a lot of the major builders, as far as like condo developers and even builders that are putting out subdivisions, are spending thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on print ads, mailing them out to the marketplace to build brand awareness of a name, of a brand that they're bringing into the marketplace. We sit down with the real estate partners and say, what are those projects in your market? And we're showing advertisements just on those specific neighborhoods so that the ad matches the search phrase. So here in Guelph, for example, we have the Clearfields, which is a large South End subdivision that's very popular. So people will go to Google, and when they type in Clearfields homes for sale, our ad shows up in the #1 spot that says, are you looking for a home in Clearfields? And then we basically duplicate the ad that you just saw. And the click-through rates on that are incredibly high because it's so targeted. There's nobody else in the marketplace, not even the builder themselves, that's paying for a pay-per-click campaign that matches exactly what those people want. So that's why keyword selection is so important and can be so powerful. And again, when you pick the right keywords, you can see the CTR in that CTR column stands for click-through rate, 14%, 14%, 10%, 28% on townhouses for sale Mississauga. So that means that 28% of the people that typed that phrase into Google picked our advertisement over all of the other selections that they had on the front page. And that includes the search engine optimized websites as well. All right, so let's keep going. The Google pay-per-click account allows you to do on-demand lead generation, and it truly is like a faucet. You can turn it up, you can turn it down, you can turn it on, you can turn it off. So if you only want leads in your business from 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock, Monday to Friday, you can generate leads, turn your ads on at 8:30 in the morning, and then turn them off at 4:30 in the afternoon. That means if somebody sits down in front of a computer at 6 o'clock and does that search for your area name real estate, your ad won't show up, so you're not driving any traffic. So you can actually get back to your leads in real time, and you know when those leads are going to be generated in your business. Very cool stuff. The other thing that you can control is your budget. And this is very important, especially when you are working with a real estate partner, to be able to say, okay, it's going to cost us this much per month to run our ads, or this much per day. And you can actually go into Google and say, I'm willing to run my ads from 9 o'clock to 5 o'clock, but only spend $30. I only want to put $30 into the network. And then as soon as that ad spend is used, the ads automatically shut off. So you never spend more than your budget. The other thing that it allows us to do is target leads only in your marketplace. And these are real screenshots from the advertising account that I built. And you can see that in Mississauga, I'm targeting only people that have computers in that blue outlined area. So this works two ways. The first way is Google knows where your computer is located. So what I'm doing in this setting is I'm saying, Google, anytime anybody types in real estate, properties, homes for sale, and they're inside this blue box, I want my ads to show up on the front page in that top position. So I'm very, very specific with my marketing. But what I'm also doing is telling Google, if somebody types in Mississauga homes for sale, that person will see my advertisement as well. And I stumbled on that form of advertising because I'm from Guelph. the Agricultural University of Guelph pulls in a lot of leads from Calgary and Alberta because the University of Guelph is big on agriculture and stuff like that. So there's a lot of leads that come in with parents that are looking to buy houses for their kids that are coming to school. So what we're doing is we're showing ads in Calgary and Alberta, but only to people that type in Guelph real estate for sale. And what that does is it filters your leads down so that you're only getting traffic from people that are either physically in your targeted marketplace or people that are specifically telling Google that they want to move into your local marketplace. And it works the same for the mortgage leads that are coming through. So to wrap up that, pay-per-click gets you quality traffic of consumers that want homes and need mortgages. These are leads that have searched with buying intent, that are actively interested in buying and selling real estate. Remember, these are not refi leads. These leads show up when you want them, when you need them in your business, and they're from the local area where you do business, and they all come through at a price that you get to control. Now, pardon me here. I'm just going to take a quick sip of green tea. Now let's get into the real secret behind why this works. Now, I mentioned at the beginning that you're going to need a second website, a direct response lead generation website. This is why. This is our branded website in the Guelph marketplace for mortgages, and we drive traffic to this website. We do paid ads, stuff like that, because I'm constantly testing this stuff out. The best response to date that I've been able to pull through this website is 2%. And that means if I drive 100 visitors to this website, we'll get 2 of those people that will raise their hand, fill out the form, say I'm interested in more information. That incredibly ugly lead generation website, which I'm constantly testing, which is why the one that you see up on the screen is brown and has, again, very ugly. And the other one that we saw that was live online was white. The reason why is because I'm constantly testing to see which variables can get me a better response. And because I do that testing, we're able to boost those response rates. So our average branded website tops out at about 2%, and that's pretty good. This website here converts at 10%. So if you drive the exact same 100 people to that branded site, you end up with 2 leads. If you take those exact same 100 people and drive them to this style of website, you'll get 10 contacts or leads in your business. Why is this important? Well, if we're paying $2 a click for every person to come to our website, and we have 100 visitors that come to the site, that's going to cost us $200 in advertising. So if we've got our regular website that converts 2% of those 100 people into a lead, that means we've got 2 leads total, which means we're paying $100 a lead in our mortgage business to generate those leads. Where if we look at the direct response website, we've got 10 leads, and that drops our cost down to $20 per lead. Now, obviously the numbers in the real world work a little bit different. These are just round numbers, but that is why it's so important to be driving traffic to these lead generation websites rather than the branded websites. And here's where this gets really cool. We're about to get into how to actually go out and get a real estate partner and get them to fund the budget to run those real estate leads through that funnel. Again, all of those leads will be covered as they're coming through and turning into real estate leads. Then when we say, thank you very much for requesting information, get pre-approved for a mortgage, 10% of the people that come through on that website will fill that form out for a pre-approval. That traffic is already paid for through Google and through your real estate professional partner. So all these mortgage pre-approval leads that come through the system are free to you. Pretty cool how that works, right? And again, if you have any questions as we're going through this process, just fire them into the chat window. We're going to get in depth into the pay-per-click. So there, we've got the pay-per-click account all set up. We've got the lead generation website all set up, rocking in your business. You're generating leads. Now you need an allied associate or a real estate partner in your business. And I'll share this stuff with you very quickly just so that you can learn from my years and years of experience in selling lead generation into the real estate marketplace. You want a large team or producers so that in your mortgage business, you tap into an already large source of business. If you're helping somebody build from the bottom up, you're not tapping into an existing database. If you tap into a team that's already doing 100 ends a year, you have the ability to step in and siphon some of that lead flow into your business as well. And as you build that relationship, you can become the preferred partner for that team as you prove yourself through good customer service and being able to get deals closed. So you want to go after those large teams and large producers. They're just as easy to close as anybody else. They must have an existing follow-up system in place in their business. I know I'm harping on this kind of hard, but it's a must-have. If they don't know how to follow up on a lead already, you don't want to be the person that's responsible for teaching them or building the system on how to do it. They must understand lead generation based on the numbers so that when you walk in and say, okay, we can do 100 leads a month on this system for you, they'll sit down and say, okay, for every 100 leads I get, I tend to close 2 deals, 2 transactions. That means at $5,000 a transaction, I'm going to make $10,000. Okay, how much does the lead generation cost? And there you've got a conversation that's based on return on investment rather than how much do I have to spend to get this system going, okay? So it's a different conversation when you step into that next level. And it's a very nice conversation to have. So those are the people that you're looking for. Now, this is the mindset hack that has led to a large part of my success. What is 100 leads? And when I sat down with my business coach, I was doing an online marketing campaign and I was shocked at the cost of the leads that were coming through the system. And we had this very conversation. So I looked at 100 leads and I looked at a cost of those leads. It was over $2,000 to drive 100 leads into my business. And I sat down and I said, this is craziness. I just spent far too much money on these leads. This campaign didn't work. And this is the conversation that we had. He said, Chris, why don't you think those 100 leads were worth it? And I said, well, 95 of them said no to me. I didn't close 95% of those leads into customers in my business, right? And I was on, at that time in my life, a mindset of scarcity and defeat. And what this conversation has helped me to do is to step into abundance and focus on the right thing. And this is what you need to not only ask yourself, but to ask the real estate partner before you get into business with them. What is 100 leads if you close 5 of them or you close just 2 of them? Is it 95 soul-crushing no thank yous? Or is it 5 awesome deals that lead to multiple repeat and referral business deals down the line? And the only difference there is mindset. Business systems are the exact same. And the reason why I bring this up and the reason that I share this with you is because if you're working with somebody that has a scarcity mindset, that has a no mindset, that has an I'm not sure this is going to work, if they roll that out of their mouth, that's okay. Close the book. You're done. That's not the person that you want to partner with. You want somebody that's going to be stoked to crush through those 95 calls, no problem, to get to the 5, to get to the gold that's at the bottom, because that's what it's all about. So here's the opportunity that we've got here. There's 4 different ways that you can roll this system out into the marketplace and set it up and actually profit from it or make money from it, right? So step number one, or the first way that you can go about doing this, is set it up so that you generate a profit up front and get free leads for your mortgage business. So you can go out to a real estate partner in the marketplace and say, okay, these leads are costing me on average, and system-wide, this is the average running this system. We've got over 15 systems in North America that are currently running right now, and our numbers are coming through at about $13 for every name and phone number that we're generating through that system. So you can look at those numbers and say, okay, well, I want to make a little bit of money on every lead that's coming through the system, so I'm going to sell them for $16 or $18 or $20, whatever you want to make your markup on the leads. Charge the real estate partner that much for the leads, and then all of those leads that are coming through on the back end thank you page, those are free leads in your business, and you're making money up front on the lead generation for the real estate partners. I had built a very significant business doing that very business model myself with the original Google pay-per-click system that I was running. I personally don't recommend that you do it that way. And that comes down to why you're partnering with people and having an open and honest business relationship. But absolutely, you can, and it still works. So that is an option in the number one position. Number two, free leads. You give your real estate partner direct cost lead generation on the system and exclusive access to the system. So you say to them, listen, if it costs us $13 for the leads, it's $13. If it costs us $16 for the lead, it's $16, but I'm not marking them up. You get them for cost. You pay for the lead generation and I help support you with it, right? By working the deals and all those sorts of things. That is where the majority of people fit on this system right now that are going out and doing it. Actually giving the real estate partner the leads for direct cost and then picking up the mortgage leads on the back end and the leads that come through the real estate partner. Now, you can also go even further with that to build a stronger relationship or get your foot in the door with a large real estate team, and you can go with the very cost-effective leads situation. So you can split the cost with your real estate partner and say, okay, for every lead that we generate through this system, we're going to do 100 leads a month. At $13 a lead, that's $1,300. I'll split that ad cost with you. We share the leads, and I'm going to help you out by helping you run this system, and I'll fund half of it. So you can go out and actually put some skin in the game with that real estate partner to say, here, this is what I'm willing to do to work with you and to prove my mortgage business to you if you don't already have a relationship with that person. Or the fourth and final option is you can do multiple referral sources with the leads. So you can pay for the system up front, run the lead generation, pay the $13 a lead, and free sample your way to multiple referral sources. So if you generate 100 leads in a month and you send 25 leads to this real estate team, 25 leads to another real estate team, 25 leads to another real estate team, and the agreement that you can potentially give to your partners is, listen, I'm going to provide you with free leads, but I would very much like to be the first person that you think of for all leads that come through your business. And that gives you a way to get in the door and to partner with a real estate professional and have a really compelling system that nobody else in the marketplace has. So those are the 4 different ways that you can go out and actually get that allied associate working with you in your business, funneling new mortgage leads over to you. Now, again, just to recap, here's what you need. You need a Google advertising account. Go to adwords.google.com to get hooked up with one of those. You need an unbranded direct response website. You've seen 2 of my best performing templates during this presentation. I give you full rights to go ahead, model them, copy them, do whatever you're going to do with them. You need a real estate partner with excellent service and follow-up systems, somebody that's a true player in the industry, that's a professional. Now, when we get into that, how am I supposed to explain all this to a real estate partner? because I can understand it's difficult, especially if you're not an overly technical person like I am. It can be difficult to A, set the whole system up, and then B, go out and explain it properly. Well, here's where we get into me offering to do all of this for you. I'll help you make the deal. I'll help you get the deal done. You just set up the meeting with the real estate partner saying, listen, I know a guy. He spent over $250,000 on Google driving real estate leads, and I've got a meeting set. We're going to get on the phone with him, and he's going to explain how the whole system works. And I will conduct a private webinar with you and your real estate partner to explain the entire system, because I want to personally build this system for you. But it's not for everybody. Now, here's who it's not for. People who refuse to take action. If you've already got 3 other lead generation opportunities sitting on your desk and you just haven't been able to find time to implement them, well, you're refusing to take action on those ideas, and this is just going to end up being another thing that sits on the edge of your desk. And don't worry, it just means that this system is not for you. We're still friends. It's still all good, but I'm looking for people that will take action, get out, and work this system. You have to be willing to work with a real estate partner. We've been through that. That's pretty simple, right? People who would rather buy the next shiny object instead of actually investing in their business. And this takes a little bit of soul searching, but give me and yourself an honest answer when you sit down and look at this and say, okay, 60 days into this system, am I going to get distracted with the next shiny object before I've turned this into a real system in my business and just drop off the face of the earth? If it is, this isn't for you. Here's what this will do for you. I will fully build and manage the entire Google pay-per-click account. And when I say manage, I mean on a daily basis, we're in there testing keywords, testing new advertisements, setting the whole system up and managing it for you. You'll get my Google approved lead generation websites built for you. I go in, I do all the market research, claim the domain name, build the entire site, and continually test it to make it better and better. You'll get mortgage pre-approval leads delivered to you instantly. That's another thing that I forgot to mention about this system. If you're one of the people that gets the opportunity for this system, it is exclusive. These are not mortgage approvals that are getting funneled out to multiple people. This is your system. You own it, and it comes directly to you and only you. And you'll have me personally helping you sell this system to the real estate partners in your marketplace. I've done business with many top performing #1 real estate teams across North America. And I speak that language, and I think you may agree with me, you may or may not, but I know how to put together a sales presentation, and I know how to make this work. Ultimately, the hardest part of this whole thing is getting them to agree to say yes, because once the lead generation gets turned on, it's a transformative experience, and the feedback is phenomenal. So a little bit even more of what this will do for you. You get monthly website testing and optimization. You get daily pay-per-click management. You get an area exclusive license, so you're the only person that can run this pay-per-click campaign and these websites in your marketplace. And you get monthly group coaching sessions with me in a group environment of everybody that's going out and running this style of lead generation in their business and how to overcome objections and all those wonderful things. It's a fantastic group. Now, you must apply. You can't just buy this. You have to apply to be approved into the program. The first reason for that is when I did the first Autopilot advertising over 3.5 months ago, we had 98 people that attended the presentation. It was just under 100. And I ended up getting over 40 applications to be part of the process. Less than half of those people went to the next step in the approval process. And to date, we have just launched over 16 systems. I can only accept 5 new clients a month because of the personal work that I have to do to build these account setups. This is something that I take very, very seriously. It's something that I'm very good at, and I won't overwork myself because I have learned over the years that when I get too busy, my work suffers. So I can only launch 5 new systems a month. This month, moving into the month of December, I already have 1 system that I need to launch, but I will commit to you to add an extra one this month. So I'll be able to do 6 systems in December and get those all ready to launch with your real estate partners come January. When the January, February push comes, we already want to have the gears spinning and the website set up and the pay-per-click campaign set up and everything that needs to be done in order to get this system running. So that's how that works. So go to cwjstone.com/AA if you feel that you'd like to work with me on this system and claim one of these area exclusive licenses. And again, the license for your marketplace may already be taken. If so, no worries. You get 100% of your investment back if your marketplace is already taken. I'm still happy to provide the 15-minute consultation. Let's get on the phone, discuss lead generation, all those wonderful things. But you'll have that money refunded back to you before we even get on the phone if that marketplace is already taken. This is a 100% refundable deposit. The deposit to claim your marketplace is $500. And this shows me that you're serious, and it triggers our 15-minute phone interview where we get on the phone. I make sure that we got a couple of things in place. You need mindset, you need drive, and you need to want to work and actually make this system work in your business. And that's all I'm looking for. And again, you can put your deposit down and trigger that 15-minute phone interview by going to cwjstone.com/AA. Now, the investment for the real estate partner, your only investment is that $500 to lock down that area. Then we do the sales presentation together to the real estate partner to get them to invest in this system that you have the area exclusive rights to. So as soon as you put down your $500 deposit, that locks down your marketplace, and that gives you the ability to go out to the top performing realtors in your marketplace and start promoting this system. When we get on the sales presentation together, there's going to be a $10,000 annual licensing fee, and it's $1,000 a month for management of the pay-per-click account and the website. Now, I'm dropping that immediately 50% to a $5,000 lifetime licensing fee. So it's not a yearly licensing fee. This is a one-time licensing fee that they pay to get involved with the system. And I've dropped the monthly all the way down to $300 a month for your real estate partners to get involved in this system. So that's $5,000 per year that they're saving, because they go from having that as an annual licensing fee to a one-time licensing fee to work with you. And then it's $300 a month, which is a $700 a month savings. And you get to pass that immediately along to your real estate partner. Now, I'm also throwing in a bonus. For those of you that are on the call that aren't already local Google traffic customers, I highly suggest that you get the local Google traffic system if you don't already have it. What I'm doing is, for you, if you apply and we decide that we're a right good fit to work together, I throw in a local Google traffic package for you, and you get to choose whether we're going to implement that on your mortgage business or whether you want to use it as a bonus for your real estate partner. And I'll do the local Google traffic system on their business so that they get that front page ranking in their local real estate market with all of that wonderful social proof from their past customers showing up as testimonials on their Google profile. It's a phenomenal system. So you get that thrown in so far. Now, before we hop into the Q&A, I just wanted to share with you a couple of stories of people that have already been through this process. I mentioned I've only done this webinar once before. We had an incredible result. And this is an email that I got October the 15th from one of the mortgage professionals that's on the system that went out It was our second appointment where we found a real estate partner that pulled the trigger, got going on the system, turned it on, and this was his response. Hey Chris, hope you're doing well. The system is working quite well, so well that I would like to inquire about the possibility to license other areas. Specifically, and then he gives me 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 other marketplaces. Yes, I know these are quite a few places. Sorry. Looking forward to hearing from you. So if you look at that, that's 10 areas with their investment of $500 per marketplace, and then a real estate professional's investment that they have to put in on the system. You can see the results that would have to be generated in that person's business for them to be that excited and that amped to want to go that far further with the system and lock down 10 other marketplaces in one fell swoop. Now, I had to pull the reins in a little bit on this, and we definitely did a couple of systems together, but I wasn't able to allow them to kind of dominate the whole thing, so that there would still be opportunities for you here on this presentation. And that's obviously a success story. Those results, may not be typical, and I have to say that just because, of legalities and all that sort of stuff. People do fail with the system, and I'd like to share with you one failure that we had on the system. I had a mortgage professional that put down a deposit. We did the initial consultation. Fantastic partner. We decided that we were going to work together. Went out and set up 2 meetings with top performing teams in their marketplace. And I showed up, did the webinar presentations, and both the real estate partners said no. They both didn't, it just wasn't the right system for their business. And that's totally cool. And 4 days later, after we did the second presentation, I got a call from the mortgage professional and said, Chris, I don't think that this is going to work for me. Those were kind of the top 2 that I wanted to do business with. And I said, I'm sorry to hear that. I wish it could have worked out in another way, but that's totally cool. I'll refund your deposit. And he said, whoa, wait. I don't necessarily want my deposit back. Both of them have decided to start sending me business just because I brought them the opportunity. So don't worry about refunding my full deposit. I was able to get those real estate partners to send me business, and I'm now working with both of them. So even though my system wasn't the right fit, it was a phenomenal foot in the door to actually generate that relationship. So no, we're not actively generating leads, but he's actively generating business. So that's another way that you can kind of roll through this. So we did have a failure, sort of, and then we did end up with a couple of bidding wars over areas. And just for everybody here on the presentation, if you give me a $500 deposit and I say to you over the phone, yes, we are going to work together, you have exclusive rights to this marketplace, I will not give those rights to anybody else, regardless of the dollar figure that I'm offered to take your marketplace. That's a bond between you and that's your marketplace until you decide that you're either fully going on the system or it's not right for you, and you get your deposit back if you don't want to run the system. So just to review, and then we'll get into Q&A. With your $500 deposit, you get a fully built Google pay-per-click advertising campaign for your local marketplace. You get the real estate lead generation website. You get the mortgage pre-approval lead generation code that sends those leads directly and exclusively to you. I will sell the system to your real estate partner for you. You get the monthly group coaching sessions, and I'm throwing in 1 copy of the local Google traffic done for you system that's got a $2,000 value either for you or your real estate partner. So thank you very much for sticking around. We are 14 minutes over. I apologize for going over time. Again, I value you and your time. First thing I'd like to do is give you those $100 Google pay-per-click advertising credits for showing up and spending an hour and 15 minutes with me here today. So if you send an email to Lynn, that's Lynn at cwjstone.com, cwjstone.com, and put add credit in the subject line. I'll make sure that we get a customized Google pay-per-click code sent over to you. And if you need help with getting your account set up and claiming that $100 ad credit, our full contact information is in there and we'll help support you with that. So that's Lynn at cwjstone.com, LYNN at cwjstone.com. Excellent. So let's get into the questions. I had a couple of laughs at my Gremlins comment, looks like. Can't hear you, cut out. What happened? Crackling, audio, got static, still lots of static. Better. Perfect. Okay, if you have any questions, just fire them into the GoToWebinar control panel. Gremlins, haha. Can you have more than one real estate partner? Yes, John, absolutely. You can have more than one real estate partner if you would like. That's up to you. I don't normally suggest it, but absolutely you can run the system that way. So if you want to put more than one real estate partner on the system, that's no problem at all. Who pays for the pay-per-click advertising? Okay. Sorry, I apologize if there's still a little bit of static coming through there. There we go. So the Google pay-per-click account, the way that we set those up is we build them under the name, either your name or your real estate partner's name. You get to decide who gets the system built for them. And what we are is we're administrators on the account. So it will actually be linked to either your Gmail account or your real estate partner's Gmail account. You put in your credit card information, or the real estate partner puts their credit card information into the Google pay-per-click account. And that is where the budget for the Google pay-per-click comes from. So I'm not counting leads on my end and saying, okay, we generated this many leads, this is your bill. You get direct cost with Google and you pay Google directly for those clicks. There's no middleman in that operation at all. We're actually building the account for you. You're funding the Google pay-per-click. And then we're managing that on a monthly basis for that $300 a month that the real estate partner is paying for, depending on how you position the system. And that was a great question. Thank you. From Larry. What percentage of people fill out both real estate and mortgage forms? That is another excellent question. 10% is what we're seeing across the system right now. So if you generate 100 real estate leads in a month, that's going to result in 10 mortgage pre-approval applications in that month. So we've got 2 layers of conversion there. So if you drive 100 visitors to your website, that website will convert 10, it's 13% right now, but we'll call it 10 just for round numbers. That will generate 10 real estate leads. And then of those 10 real estate leads, you'll get 1 mortgage pre-approval that comes through that process. Now, I'm currently testing, trying to boost that number up, but that's where the numbers sit right now. So 100 visitors to the website converts at 10% to 10 real estate leads. And then those 10 real estate leads, 1 of those people will request a mortgage pre-approval coming through the system. Does that make sense, Larry? Excellent. And that is an excellent question. So Steve, is it appropriate to ask now if a specific region is taken, or should I contact you or Lynn separately? Steve, you can send me an email, or Lynn, if you've got my email, cwjstone@cwjstone.com, or you can just go to cwjstone.com/AA and get yourself put in that queue, because what I do is I go down that list in the order that they're received. And that's how we essentially claim the marketplaces. So if we've got 2 people looking at the same market and one filled out the form first and one filled out the form 5th, I have to have the phone call with the first person first to see whether or not we're a good fit. And then if they get declined, then you're the next person in line for that potential marketplace. So probably your best road is the cwjstone.com/AA. Fill out the form that's on there and let us know what marketplace you're looking for, and we'll get back to you. Excellent question. And I'm looking forward to working with you if we do have a marketplace available for you. What is average PPC cost? Paul, that is another excellent question. Let me just run back in here. Okay, so these numbers, the average cost per click numbers on the first slide in the presentation were $1.79. Ours are higher than that depending on the marketplace. Again, when you run into a major marketplace like Toronto, Vancouver, Edmonton, Calgary, New York, I mean, any of those, your average pay-per-click is higher in those larger marketplaces. But again, you've got me working on your behalf to lower that cost. And this is going to get a little bit technical for people here on the call, but what we'll do is go after the long tail keywords in that marketplace. Because when we get into a major city center, we've got a lot more people that are searching every month. So if we've got a budget that is set up for, let's call it 100 leads a month or $1,300, because we're aiming for a $13 per lead number, what we'll do is we'll take out the phrase Toronto real estate and we won't even advertise on it, because the cost per click on that phrase is going to be $7, $8, $10. So we'll replace that budget on keywords like looking for a Toronto home near the water or Toronto home in a specific neighborhood. And we'll drive traffic on those lower cost, long tail keywords to drive our costs down, but still get the same volume of leads through the system, if that makes sense. So the average pay-per-click cost in a major city, we're going to be somewhere around $4 to $5 per click. If you're in an outlying area, again, it's going to be somewhere around the $2 to $3 per click range. And again, that takes daily optimization, proven advertisements that kick butt really well. And our score on Google gives you an advertiser quality score. Your quality score has to be through the roof, because that is directly related to how much they'll charge you for your advertising. So if they've got two advertisers side by side and one of them doesn't have a good quality score, that person will actually pay more for their advertisements than somebody that's in good standing with Google. So there's a lot of factors that go into it, but those are our average costs in and out of the major city centers. Awesome. Larry, thank you. Glad I answered your question. Paul, how broad are the areas? That's a great question, Paul. It's actually customized. So we can target a marketplace based on your specific criteria. So I've done campaigns for real estate professionals that are only looking to list condos in a specific building in a specific city, and we'll actually custom target the block that condo is on, and anybody that types in, how do I list my house or list my condo, our ads show up on their front page because we know they live in the building that we wanted to generate listings in. So we can get as specific as, a city block, or we can stretch that out depending on the marketplace that you want to capture. Now, we do break down geographical areas, and that's how we do those area licenses. So again, when we sit down and we do our first 15-minute consult, I'll sit down and say, okay, what marketplace are you looking for? You tell me, and then I'll let you know how we've got that specific marketplace broken down for licenses. I've made them very broad. so that you do have the opportunity to look at multiple real estate partners. And again, I've been through this system a number of times before, so breaking down a marketplace so that there's enough volume for you is another thing that we take into account and that I'm really good at. So hopefully that answers your question. Steve, that's hilarious. That's awesome. Understood. Excellent. From Cheryl, are the marketplaces the city names, or is it $500 deposit per city? Again, if we take a major city like Toronto, it's not a $500 deposit for all of Toronto or the GTA. You need to be specific on a marketplace where you're looking to generate real estate leads. And I have each major city broken down into areas that will work for a real estate partner. So it's almost done essentially by not board district, but by the range of a real estate agent within that major city. And we've got a pretty good idea of what that is, just again, because of experience over time. But then again, if you get into a small city, perfect example of this, my hometown, Guelph, Ontario, Canada, 100,000 people, one license. Somebody has all of Guelph. Same thing with Kitchener-Waterloo. Same thing with London, Ontario. Areas like that are anywhere between the 100,000 and 200,000 people range. I consider that one license. Again, I'm not out here trying to nickel and dime everybody. This is a system here to build your business, and I'm working with you to make sure we find an area that works for you with that license. How do you flush out click for fun viewers? Again, Paul, that is worked into the statistics of the thing. They are filtered out basically by the website itself. So by showing them the area map, telling them that a real estate professional is going to contact them when they fill out their information, making them fill out what they're looking for in a house and their personal information normally gets rid of those click for fun viewers. But again, the page converts at 13%. That is a really awesome statistic as far as 13% fill it out. But on the other side of that, that means that there is, doing math on the fly, 77, 87 people that don't fill out that form. So now there is another side of that comes into play, and that's competitors in the marketplace that just go crazy clicking on everybody else's advertisements to try and jack up the cost in a marketplace. That's completely different. That is malicious, and it's something that Google takes very seriously, and they audit on a monthly basis. So when you're logged into a computer and you're looking at Google pay-per-click ads, if you go out and you try and click on everybody's ads, Google knows which IP address clicks on which advertisements. So if they see an IP address that clicks on your ad more than 3 times, they'll actually review your account in post. So they'll, your advertising budget will be spent, but then they'll come back at the end of the month and give you an ad credit. And they'll say, okay, it looks like you had 3 or 4 competitors in the marketplace that were trying to jack up your costs. These are what we call illegitimate clicks. And you get that back into your advertising budget. You're actually credited back those malicious clicks or whatever you want to call them. Oh, some thank yous here. Thank you. It's Cheryl, Mike, Steve, Paul, thank you very much. I really hope that everybody got value from the presentation. This is absolutely something that you can go out and run in your business. And that was it. That was my best performing advertisement. Those are the keywords that we're really targeting. Those are the websites that I have online right now that are working and generating leads at these conversion rates. So I sincerely hope that you enjoyed the presentation. For those of you that have filled out the form, I'm very much looking forward to working together with you and getting on that 15-minute consult, because those are a lot of fun. Even if we don't end up working together, it's still a 15-minute consultation with me where you can ask all your questions and all that good stuff. So some more thank yous coming in through here. We're at an hour and a half. Thank you so much for taking your valuable time, spending it with me here today. Really hope you enjoyed the presentation. Until the next one, keep safe, enjoy the holidays, and much love to you and your family. Hope all is well, and I'll talk to you soon. This is Chris Johnstone signing off.